Look at that. It is perfect. I could eat this by the spoonful. It's delicious. Hi, everyone. My name is Paulette, and welcome back to Time for Keto. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to find products, keto products in Australia, and one of those products is Keto Sweetened Condensed Milk. I have made this before, but it was a very quick recipe when I made it. I made it with my white chocolate fudge, and I will link that video in the description below so you can see that recipe. But I do use quite a bit of sweetened condensed milk for my recipes, and some of the recipes that you incorporate condensed milk in is ice cream, pumpkin pie, fudges, biscuits, macarons. So there's quite a few recipes that you can incorporate condensed milk in. So today I'm actually going to give you a bit of a detailed video on how I make sweetened condensed milk. And there's only 3 ingredients involved in making it. Really simple, and anyone can do it. So why don't we get on to the recipe and start making our sweet condensed milk. So the ingredients that we will be using today is 500 mils or 2 cups of thickened cream, 36 grams or a quarter of a cup of powdered sugar sweetener, and 15 grams or 1 tablespoon of butter. So what I'll be doing now is I'm just shaking my cream, and I'm going to measure, because this is actually a 600 ml bottle. I'm going to measure the cream to 500 mils on my scale and in the actual saucepan that I'm going to be using. So let's turn this on. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's 500 mils, and we will get this on the stove with the rest of the ingredients, and I'll show you what I do. Let's turn this heat on to medium and get our cream on that heat. And what we're going to be doing is adding the rest of the ingredients. So let's add our powdered sugar and our unsalted, by the way, butter. And basically all we're going to do here now is stir this continually. Don't want anything to burn. We're going to stir this and allow the butter to melt. So I can still feel the butter there, so you can see it's right there. Just allow that butter to melt. Continue stirring it. And we will stir this until we see it simmering. And once this starts simmering, I will turn the heat down to low. And then I can tell you what happens next. You also need a non-stick saucepan. So, forgot to mention that before. Okay, the butter, as you can see, is almost melted. So, I think it's actually melted now. It's a process that you really need to be in front of the stove, not really go off anywhere to be able to do this properly. But if you do that, it takes a bit of time, but if you do that, it's worth it, because then you have a really specific product that is very hard to find on the shelf in the supermarket, and you can use it. The butter's melted, as you can see. There's nothing left there. And I am going to continue stirring this. I leave it for a few seconds and I just check. And I'll continue stirring this until I see it simmer. And once it simmers, I will bring you back and I'll let you know what the next step is in this process. It is starting to bubble there. I can see it on the edges. I have been stirring it occasionally. Just keep, I haven't moved though. I've been keeping an eye on it. So I just don't want anything to overflow. I don't want the bottom of the saucepan to stick. So as you can see now, it is starting to bubble. And that is reaching boiling point. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn it down to low. Just turned it down to low. I'm gonna allow this to simmer for up to 40 minutes until we see the mixture reduce almost by half and it's thickened. And that's how you know it's ready. So again, I'm probably gonna just stick around here for the next 20 to 40 minutes. And I'm going to keep an eye on it. I thought I'd bring you back at the 10-minute mark. So I've been standing here, just keeping an eye on it. And I don't know if you can see, I'm just gonna turn the saucepan around. Do you see this? That's where the condensed milk was at the beginning, just up here. And it's reduced already. So it has reduced by maybe half an inch. So it is working. It's just being patient and yeah, waiting around. Another way I can tell that it's working is because my whisk has some bits of condensed milk stuck to it. That also gives me an indication that it's on the right track and it's thickening up. So I'll continue doing this and I will bring you back in another 10 minutes and show you what that looks like. We are at the 20-minute mark and I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell that it's already thickened up and you can see the condensed milk on the edges of the saucepan have really thickened up there as well. It just feels thicker. So we are definitely on the right track here. It's definitely going to need at least another 10 minutes, in my opinion. The last time I made this, it had taken me, I think, just under 40 minutes. So I'm patiently standing here, keeping an eye on it, but it's well worth it because I need to make myself another batch of white chocolate fudge. I've run out, and that is really one of my favorite desserts. So you really got to go check out that video. We have hit the 30-minute mark, and I tell you, I think this is ready. Look how thick that is. That looks great. So I feel this is ready, and it has reduced quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell, but it has reduced. If you stop the bubbling, it has reduced definitely by over an inch. And you can just see how thick that is. So what I'm gonna do now is the next step. So let me get this condensed milk onto the counter and I will show you what that next step is. Okay, we are done. We are at the next step. And what we need to do now is wash a mason jar. Just this size would do for 500 mils because the sweetened condensed milk has really reduced. And I just need to show you how reduced and great in yellow this condensed milk looks like. So I'm just going to bring the camera down so you can have a look. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that. That is so thick and Look at the edges here that I was talking about. So you can see that it is totally reduced. So what we're going to do now is put the sweetened condensed milk in this mason jar, and we're going to let it cool down. So why don't we get onto that? I might actually move this a little. Wow, can you see that? That looks great. Have a look at that. It's just so nice and thick. And I just want to try and show you what the saucepan looks like. Look at that. So you can see that it has really thickened up. I can take some more out here. I just have my spatula. I'm not going to waste any bit of this because I've been standing at the stove for such a long time. You will need to let this sweetened condensed milk cool down because it is really hot. And when it has cooled down, you can put the lid on it and you can store this in the fridge for up to 6 months. When you want to use it for fudge or for anything, bring it out and let it get to room temperature. So you don't want to microwave it, and you don't want to use it when it's really cold either. Just let it, again, be patient and let it sit at room temperature for an hour and then use it. And that's when you're going to get your best results when it comes to the recipes that you're going to be incorporating this sweetened condensed milk with. What I will do is I will show you the end result. So I'm going to allow this to cool down and it will thicken even more. And once it has thickened and it has cooled down, I just want to show you what that looks like. So stick around. One more little bit left, and yeah, I can show you the end result. The sweetened condensed milk has cooled down and it is at room temperature, and I wanted to show you the consistency of this delicious product. So I've just transferred it into a smaller jar. Look at that. It is perfect. I could eat this by the spoonful. It's delicious. And that is ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put it in the fridge. I'm going to use this now and make another batch of my white chocolate fudge. And if you haven't seen that, go and watch it. It's linked in the description. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, as always, please like and subscribe. It really does help me and it helps the channel. Until next time, thanks so much again, and I will see you soon. Bye.